Doesn't that look good? I'm so happy that you could join me in Frugal Willie Mae's kitchen today. I'm going to fulfill a request by Kiki, one of my subscribers, one of the community, that wanted to see a spicy vegetable dish. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use some frozen vegetables from my freezer that needs to be cooked up. I'm going to add a little fresh vegetables and some spices. The first thing I'm going to do is put in about a teaspoon of Mrs. Dash original salt-free spice. I guess that's what you'd call it, because I know it's full of herbs. I'm going to add in 1/2 teaspoon of fresh basil that I chopped up. Next, we're going to do I'm going to do like a few sprinkles of cayenne pepper. Not really going to measure that. If you like it spicier, you can always spice it up more. I'm going to put in a teaspoon of Italian seasoning. This is homemade, and I did do a recipe on making your own spices or making your own pantry items. I'm going to put a 1/2 teaspoon, well, maybe 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. I don't like a whole lot of pepper in it. I am going to put in a 1/4 teaspoon of Celtic sea salt, and that's a really good salt if you ever want the best salt I've been told is the Celtic sea salt. I'm going to put in a 1/4 teaspoon because I'm low sodium, and this is more sodium in the Celtic sea salt, so I don't need as much of it as I would on the low sodium sea salt. And I'm going to get these mixed up. I'm going to also chop up about 5 little jalapeno peppers. Now, for those that really like a lot of heat, you can put as many of these little jalapeno peppers in it as you want. As hot as you want it, it's what you can do. I like it more, I like the spices mild. I don't like them extremely hot. But I do believe it will spice up the dish. I have a little bit of cayenne pepper. I'm going to mix that in too. And I'll add that in shortly. There we go. Then I'm going to chop up some Roma tomatoes. I chopped up the 2 Roma tomatoes in chunks. I don't want them real small. Now I'm going to add everything into the casserole dish and get this started cooking. I'm also going to drain the black beans, and I want to put just the black beans inside this dish too. That will add protein. I'm going to take some of that tablespoon of olive oil, and I'm just going to put it in the bottom of the dish with a whatever that's called. So I have a tablespoon of olive oil in the little dish, and I'm going to just brush that on the sides and the bottom of the casserole dish. And next I'm going to add in the frozen vegetables, and it's all different kinds. Now this is one that you could do just in the bag in the microwave if you wanted to. I've got some extra frozen broccoli because I do like broccoli. I'm going to put the tomatoes in, add those in real quick. And that's okay that one went into the spices, because the spices are going to go in there also. I'll spread the tomatoes out just a little bit. And just sprinkle the spices on top. And next we're going to get the jalapenos in there. Now the beauty part of making any type of dish, you can add more salt if you are one that really likes a lot of salt. I do have a tomato sauce that I'm going to put in here that already has salt in it. I bought that by mistake because I normally buy unsalted. But because very little salt is in the rest of the dish, that's not going to hurt anything. So the next thing that I'm going to add in is not quite a cup of black beans. And these were unsalted black beans. And I'll just sprinkle those throughout. I just love beans, dried beans of any kind. Ooh, it's looking good already. Next, I'm going to pour on the tomato sauce. Now this is an 8-ounce can of tomato sauce. And I'm going to top this off with some cheese. Now what I failed to tell you was I've got my oven preheating to 375. So I'm going to take, I like mozzarella cheese because it's one of the lower sodium cheeses. And I just like the flavor of it. But you can put any kind of cheese that you want to. Woo, that's looking good. Doesn't that look good? As soon as my oven is ready, I'm going to pop this in the oven for about 35 to 40 minutes. I'll check it and I'll cook it longer if I need to. Oh, the oven's ready. All right, so I'm going to stick this in the oven. And I'm going to cook it for about 35 minutes and then I'll check it. If I need to cook it longer, I will do that. I do want to thank the subscribers that have been with me from the very beginning. And I thank all of the subscribers that have come into the community for the last 7 months. I do appreciate each and every one of you, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I hope I'm giving you value. I'm trying to improve my content, and I want to do videos that you're interested in. And I know there's many different categories in the frugal mindset. So I'm going to try to cover many that are on my heart, but if you've got an idea of something you really want to see, let me know. And I haven't forgot about those that I told that I will fulfill their request. Some of them take a little more time because I have to travel. I want to do the hiking video that was requested, and I am going to do that in the future. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you come back a lot. Hit the notification button if you want to know whenever a new video is coming on. I thank you for all the thumbs up, all of the comments, and all of you who share these videos. Now this spicy vegetable dish is not a tested recipe. I just created that this morning actually. So I'm hoping it turns out really, really good, but that's what I do in my kitchen. If I'm going to make a lunch, dinner, supper, breakfast, whatever, I'll experiment. It doesn't hurt a thing, and I rarely ever have something turn out unedible. Occasionally that can happen, but it's not going to happen today because you can do anything with vegetables and tomato sauce and spices, and it's going to taste good. Okay, the dish is ready. And wow, that does look good. How does that look? Woo! And it's got a lot of juice in there. Ooh, it smells so good. It just smells so good. You can call this dish a casserole. You can call it a vegetarian casserole, a spicy vegetable dish, because it does have this heat in it. I do hope that you try this recipe and let me know what you think. Whenever you try it, give me a feedback so that I will know whether you approve of this recipe or not. Or what would you do differently in it? This is going to be my lunch today. I'm letting it cool down just a little bit. It looks really good. I cooked this 45 minutes at 375 degrees. That's 190 Celsius for those in other countries. And the vegetables are not really soft. Some of them are soft, some of them are kind of crunchy. And it's got all types of vegetables in that package. It is rather hot, so I'm going to hold on just a moment before I take a bite. It's got some kick to it, like I like. Now I know whenever I bite into a jalapeno, even though it's a smaller piece, I'm going to know it's hot. But it has a very good flavor. That's very good. And yes, I can taste the heat. But it's not overpowering. I thank you for watching, and I hope you'll come back and watch more videos. If you haven't subscribed, I do invite you to subscribe so you don't miss any future videos.